Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be upcycling a pair of jeans into a wrap style skirt with the cargo pocket. We're also going to be adding eyelets along the side and cutting the wrap portion up into strips. And this is a super easy upcycle project, so if you are new to sewing, you should have no problem following the easy step-by-step tutorial. With all that being said, let's get started. Getting started with supplies, you'll need one pair of pants, and you can use any style of pants for this project. I'll be using a wide leg pair of jeans. This is going to give me more material to work with, but it's not necessary. You can still make the same project with a regular pair of jeans. And what we're going to do is measure down 2 to 4 inches on the inseam and cut off both of the pant legs. We will be using the pant legs in later steps, but for the moment we can place them off to the side. Using a dethreader, dethread the remaining portion of the inseam. You don't want to cut it because we're actually going to be re-sewing the seam, so we want to keep it intact as possible. Now that we have the bottom opened up, we can go to the center seam and dethread to the bottom of the fly. And the goal is to dethread high enough so when we overlap the two sides, the whole front panel sits perfectly flat. And I found going to the bottom of the fly is the perfect point to make this happen. Flip the pants to the back side and do the same thing, but this time we're only going to the center of the back pockets. At this point, you should have both the front and back dethreaded, and when you overlap the two sides, they sit perfectly flat. The bottom out point has a raw edge, so all I'm going to do is tuck it under, pin it down so it's a nice clean edge. For this stitch, we're actually going to be sewing directly in the old factory stitch path. There's 2 stitches on each seam, so I'm going to place in 1 stitch in each one of the paths. Flip it back around to the front side, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to place our stitch directly in the old factory stitch path. And I do recommend matching the thread color to what's on the pants to help it blend together, because if you blend it right, it's going to look like it was actually made as a skirt to start. Now that we have the skirt foundation, we're going to clean up the bottom by trimming the back edge flush with the front edge. There's also going to be a couple loose panels on the inside, so you can trim those up to the seam allowance as well. And that's going to do it for making the skirt, but there's a few different ways you can do this. You can keep it with the distressed edge, or you can actually clean it up and hem the bottom edge. I'm going to keep mine with the distressed edge because that's the direction I'm going to take this project, but if you do want to hem it, all you have to do is roll that edge over twice, stitch it down, and you'll have a nice clean edge. But anyways, that's going to complete the skirt, so for the moment we can place it off to the side. Moving on to the next step, we're going to create the basic wrap foundation so we can grab both of the leg panels, and what we're going to do is locate the side seam and cut directly down it. Now we can open up the panels and lay them out flat. For this next step, we only need one of the leg panels so we can place the other one off to the side. We'll be using this one to create the main base for the wrap, so you want to cut it taller than the height of the skirt. And the reason we're cutting it taller because we're going to be cutting this up into strips, sewing the strips together, so we're going to lose a little bit of the height. And my strips are going to be about 3 inches high, but you can switch this up, do 2 inches, 1 inch, or even 4 inch. Cut as many as you can and then stack them with about a 1 inch overlap. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly a 1 inch overlap. I just want a lot of extra material hanging there, so I overlapped it a little bit more. But if you don't want all that extra material, then you don't have to overlap it 1 inch. Once you found the right overlap for your project, we're going to start at the bottom and stitch the overlapped area all the way to the top. And we'll be placing the stitch on the right side of the fabric. The nice thing about doing it this way, if that overlap area doesn't perfectly line up, you can always trim that flap area to straighten it out. Also, it's probably not going to look that great at this moment. You're going to have to wash this a few times to really get those edges distressed. And trust me, once you wash it one time, those edges are going to fluff up, start to fray, and look really nice. For the moment, this panel is complete. We're going to be adding a cargo pocket so we can place it off to the side. So grab the second leg panel, lay it out flat with right sides facing up. We'll be using the smaller side to create ties in future steps, so we're going to trim that off right away and place it off to the side. With the remaining piece, we're going to use the hem at the bottom to create the flap for the cargo pocket. So fold the bottom to your desired height and trim it off. This will be the start to the pocket flap. Next, we can cut the strip that goes around the outside of the pocket. Lastly, we can cut the main panel, and we're going to cut the outside width to the width of the strip. Trim the flap down so it works with the width of the pocket. Place the wrong side of the strip around the sides and bottom of the main panel. And we're placing the wrong sides together because we want the raw edge of the cargo pocket to be exposed. If you don't want the raw edges exposed, you can place the right sides together. And the same rule applies to the flap. But what we're going to do is stitch the outside edge of the pocket at a 1/4 inch seam allowance and then along the bottom edge of the flap. If you're sewing with exposed edges, remember your thread will be showing, so you're going to want to match that to what's on your pants. This is also a very basic lightweight cargo pocket. If you want to make yours more complex, you can totally do so. I'm just trying to keep it one layer so the weight is down and it doesn't pull down on the wrap. Double check the width of the flap one more time because you can always trim it down a little bit if you need to. Next, we're going to place the cargo pocket on the wrap, and you can place it anywhere on the wrap. I'll be placing mine all the way on the left side because I'm going to be having it wrap from the right side of the skirt. And you don't have to stop at just the one cargo pocket, you can add multiple and also different sized ones. To attach the pocket portion of the cargo pocket, we want the raw edges exposed. So we're going to place the raw edges of the pocket to the right side of the wrap panel and stitch the sides and bottom edge. And I'll be stitching at a 1/4 inch seam allowance so there's enough of that material material left over to create a nice distressed edge. But if you don't want that look, all you have to do is roll the edge under to get a nice clean edge. And for the flat panel, that's super easy. Line it up with the pocket and just stitch the top edge. And I like to sew through the corners on the pocket, but you can also sew around them. Now that you have the one pocket attached, you can make a decision to add more or just keep it at one. To finish the pocket, we need to add a closure to the flap so it doesn't flop around. I'll be using a magnetic closure. These are super easy to install and they come in a ton of different finishes. Start by cutting out the opening on the flap panel. Place the thin side of the closure through the bottom of the flap and the cap on top. Cut an opening directly where the flap falls on the cargo pocket. And place the second side of the closure in that opening. To secure it down, I'll be using a hammer die. It's super easy to use. All you have to do is place a base on the closure side and hammer it down from the back. You don't need a ton of force or else you're going to bend the closure and it's not going to close correctly. As you can see, I placed one directly in the center. You can go this route or you can place one on each side. Moving right along to the next step, we're going to be installing eyelets on the far side. And this is how we're going to secure it to the skirt. And I'll be using 1/4 inch eyelets. These are on the bigger side, but the tie we're going to be making is a little bit thicker, so it's going to work perfectly. Start by punching out an opening for your eyelets, and I'll be spacing mine out about a 1/2 inch. Place the eyelet to the right side of the fabric, add the backing on the back, and to secure it down, I'll be using a hammer die. To use the hammer die, place the base on the right side and hammer it down from the back. And again, you don't need a lot of force or else you're going to bend the eyelet. Then go ahead and repeat the step for the remaining eyelet openings. As you can see, my eyelets are super close together. You don't have to go this close. You can space them out further, pretty much whatever looks best with your design. In order to attach it to the skirt, we have to add eyelets to the skirt as well. So grab your skirt, and since my wrap is going to be coming from the right side, I'm going to be adding the eyelets on the right side of the skirt. Now you don't want to place these eyelets directly on the side seam, so you want to go past the side seam on either side you're on. You also don't want to go into the back pocket, so anywhere in between the side seam and the back pocket is a good placement. Line up the wrap and mark out your eyelet placement guides directly across from the eyelets on the wrap. Now we're going to repeat the same steps. Cut out your openings, place the eyelet in the opening, and hammer them down. And go ahead and do this for all of the openings on the skirt side. At this point, you have two separate paths. You can either place another set of eyelets right alongside this set so you can wrap the cord through nicely, or you can just cut a slit directly next to the eyelets. I'll be cutting a slit, and I'm placing the slit about 1 inch away from the eyelet column. This is going to allow us to wrap the cord through the eyelets. Now that this is complete, we can place it off to the side and create our cord. Grab the remaining small strip that we set aside in previous steps, and this is a piece we're going to be cutting up in the strips to create our cord or ties. Now it's a lot easier just to use paracord or drawstring, but I'm going to be trying to utilize all this fabric, so I'll be cutting multiple 1/2 inch strips. I'm going to be creating one long strip, so you want to cut enough to get through all the eyelets. Again, I'll be sticking with the raw edge theme, so I'm going to place the right side together and overlap the 4 panels directly in the middle. This will give me one long strip with a little bit of depth. Take it to your sewing machine and sew directly down the middle. I just added 1 stitch, but feel free to add 1 or 2. Like I said, this is a very basic raw cord. If you want to go more professional, you can get drawstring or paracord. And all we're going to do now is take the wrap and the skirt and tie the two together just like a shoe. I started at the top, but feel free to start at the bottom if that looks better with your design. And the ties I made are a little bit chunky, but you can always trim them down if they're too big. The last thing we have to do to secure down the wrap is to add little tack stitches along the top edge. I like to start at the corner opposite of the eyelets, pull it all the way so it's nice and flat along the front of the skirt, and tack stitch that down first. Then I'll add a few more along the top so it doesn't sag in the middle. In total, I added 4 along the top. Now you don't have to sew it, you can replace it with rivets or eyelets, but you really want that top edge to be secure. If you overlap the pocket area, you want to pull the pocket back and just stitch on the front side of the pocket. If you're on the bottom side of the pocket and you can't pull back the front side, then you want to pull back the inside lining so you don't stitch over it. Since I went primarily with the distressed look, I'm going to distress the top edge of the waistband to really blend it together. And there's a really easy way to do this. You just cut the top little bit above the stitch, but you want to be very careful and not cut into the stitch. And once you run this through the wash, it's going to fuzz up and look really nice. And that's exactly what we're going to do next. I did 1 wash cycle and 1 dry cycle. Just to take a quick look at the top edge, as you can see, it really fuzzed up and it matched the top with the bottom. But again, if you do this, you really want to make sure you don't cut into that thread or else it's going to unravel the waistband. And then for the final step, you add your branding. I use leather strips added with double-sided rivets, or you can switch it up, screen print, embroidery, or use woven tags. There's plenty of ways to brand it, but I really do recommend branding your product because it takes it to that next level. And now that we did a wash and dry cycle, I want to quickly show you the cord just to show you it looks a little bit better than when it did before. And with each wash and dry cycle, those edges are going to get more frayed and authentic looking. The last thing I want to go over is the height of the wrap. You can realistically make this to any height and wrap it as far as you want around the skirt. You can also add different styles of pockets or as many as you would like. So have some fun with it, get creative, and make a wrap skirt that's unique to your style. And there you have it, your wrap skirt is complete. Hopefully yours turned out as good as mine did. And there's a lot of different things you can do. You don't have to go with the distressed look. You can can clean the edges and hem each one, or you can have a mix of both. And the more you wash this, the more distressed it's gonna look, and you'll get a lot of these hanging threads, but you don't have to worry about the denim unraveling because it's only gonna unravel up to the stitch point. So over time, it's gonna look a lot better and more authentic. But other than that, I'd love to see what you come up with, so tag me on Instagram at Properfit Clothing, and until then, I'm gonna keep the videos coming at you, so I'll see you next time.